Welcome back to the podcast. This is Burn the Ship. We connect entrepreneurs or professionals that can help you go all in on your business. Thank you for being here. First of all,
Thank
I
you.
appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming out to the office, seeing the studio, spending some time with us. But again, our goal is connecting entrepreneurs or professionals that can help you go all in on your business. We talk to people that have walked the walk, talked the talk, been through all the things that you experience as a small business owner, and come out the other side of those experiences. One, a better, more proficient, more professional business owner. Also being willing to share those stories and experiences with us so that we can apply it to our own business. So thank you very much again for coming. Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us your name, tell us your business, what you do.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me. My name is Stephanie, and I own a mobile bartending business, The Rolling Pour. So we specialize in putting smiles on faces at your events, and our main objective is to create a seamless and stress-free and memorable first impression for your guests, because whether people are drinking or just coming up to the bar for a glass of water or a Coke, the bar is oftentimes the first stop that people make at any event.
Yeah, absolutely. How did you start? I'm interested in your story because I know, one, your industry is not as easy as everybody may think it is. It probably from the outside looking in looks like a big party and everything just kind of checks itself out. But there's a lot of disciplined business owner habits that you have to get yourself to a place where you're busy, you're constant.
Absolutely, yeah. So I've been in the hospitality industry for over 15 years. So bartending actually put me through school. And I had some previous experience with the first company that I own, which is a mobile yoga studio. So I combined it in 2021. I kind of had to take a bit of a pivot. So I combined my love for events and the entrepreneurship background that I already had built for myself over the years prior, and also my knowledge of bartending, mixology, and just, working as lead bartenders in restaurants, working closely with the managers that were over me to create the Rolling Pour, which I didn't really have much of a concept for right at first, other than it was going to be a mobile bartending business. I actually took it to a networking event and didn't even have a name for it. Just pitched myself as a mobile bartender. It was right around the holiday time of 2021. And, I ended up booking like 3 holiday parties. So after that, and I kind of saw the need, I was like, all right, well, there's something to this. So then I really started to kind of expand my thought process and my creativity with it. Got my LLC, came up with the name. And here we are today, 3.5 years in. So
Sure. So tell me this, for somebody that has been a bunch to events, been to a bunch of bars at a bunch of events, and somebody that is somehow consistently roped into helping other people organize events, talk to me about like just the headache relief of what it is that you guys do. I think that when I just look at it from the outside looking in having been in business for a long time now, like the risk, there's so much less risk, there's so much less headache, there's so much less setup. There's just a big box of drinking, alcohol, all of these things that you equate to events that you get to check off by working with someone like yourself. So it just explain to me the value, and for people that might be kicking around the idea in their head and the conception of price and all those things, like why your solution may be a lot better than what they already perceive to be easy for those people.
Sure. Well, just talking about events off the bat, building strong relationships with your vendors is key. Especially when you can build those relations and work with them consistently, because they know you, they know your company culture, they know the brand that you're pushing, and they know what to bring to the table. So really building those and nurturing those relationships. But in order to, how we reduce the headache and take everything off your plate is, we have obviously different options of service, but our most popular tends to be where, we are taking the bar totally off of your to-do list. by providing everything that's needed, the mixers, the garnishes, the bar setups, the glassware, or the higher end plasticware, just depending on what kind of event it is, if it's outdoors, indoors, what the vibe is, the quantity consultation for the product. I also work with a third-party vendor that is able to deliver the alcohol itself. We actually don't do that. We are a dry hire, but we do help our client with quantity consultation so that they're not overspending. Because I did find that a lot in the events that we did at first was there was just like a surplus of alcohol left. And I was, being asked like, oh, how should we store this wine? Or how long is this going to last? So especially for, our clientele, we're working primarily with companies. We're working with event planners like corporate event planners or meeting planners. And they are working with a budget. So they are budget minded. So that's really a way that we can assist in keeping you within budget. And then also just, we do the shopping for you. Again, we bring the bar set up, or we utilize the bar that you might have in your space. Cause we do a lot of private in-home parties and they have really nice bars in their basements, but we still, bring it, theme it based on the event, the occasion, and the vibe that you're wanting. So, full service, once we have that consultation call, and I always like to start with a consultation call to learn. I want to know more about what you want. I want to know more about what your vibe is, what this occasion is, and then I can really kind of customize our services based on what I'm getting from you. And then from there, from the sign of the contract, you don't have to worry about anything other than just confirming the signature cocktails and the alcohol.
So it's been for you almost 4 years.
It'll be 4 years in November. Yeah.
So just sum it up for me, those 4 years, like what's went really, really well that's kept the ball moving for you, and what's been more difficult? Like if you could go back and, teach yourself a lesson now to you 4 years ago, what would it be?
Well, I would say to sum it up in 4 years, it's been just like jump off the cliff and fly and see what works. And that's just kind of how I'm structured. I learn by doing. What's really worked is networking.
Sure.
Getting out there, showing face. What I have found to be super helpful for me this year that I was not implementing, which I think made things a bit more of a struggle, was adopting a CRM system. Because
what do you use?
Zoho.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a good one. So I just actually hired a marketing manager, which I'm elated about. She's doing a fabulous job.
We started with Zoho. Zoho's awesome.
Yeah, Zoho is good. It's got a lot, there's a lot in there, but
yeah, it does.
You don't have to use necessarily everything, and I like how you can customize it based on the bells and whistles.
You can kind of throw away some of the stuff you don't need and simplify what you're looking at. I remember we started with it because you could take pictures of business cards, and it would populate information, like it would turn you into a contact, and you could do it from your cell phone.
Does it still do that?
I would imagine, because that was the only reason that we used it, was
That's smart. Yeah.
They knew we weren't going to write it down or type it down, but
a lot of work.
They knew we would take pictures of the business cards because we were already doing that.
Right,
so
right.
Zoho, we started with Zoho. Zoho was great.
Yeah. No, so that's really been a game changer for me this year, because I will say that at the beginning of this year, more specifically, I got really big events. So we provided bar activation services for the football playoff game down in the Bends. Yeah, and it was really amazing. So January, February, and March are typically slower months, but they were we came in hot.
Yeah.
So I started just really relying on my referrals. Well, then business kind of started to dwindle, and I'm like, okay, so what isn't working? So when I adopted the CRM system, I realized how many people I know, because I've been out there at it networking, going to sometimes like 5 groups a week, just because I love meeting people. It's fun for me.
Before, when you were doing your yoga studio, was that 3 years?
No, I launched that in 2016.
Oh wow, that was
and we
5 years. Okay,
yeah,
so
we actually niched into corporate wellness
that
too.
actually makes sense to me though, because there's like 2 years of there that feels like they don't exist.
Right?
It really is weird.
Yeah, it is kind of a
you were networking already though.
I was networking already. People already knew me. They knew me as the mobile yogi, And I also, we niched into corporate wellness with the mobile yoga. So I already, had experience with having conversations with heavy hitters in businesses and building corporate wellness programs, which we still do. We have some consistent clients there, but I just think that the organization piece was really big for me in terms of I thought that I was organized until I started kind of applying these new systems.
Yeah. So it's kind of a compounding thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because I can't just rely on referrals, right? Because, I really kind of started the rolling, not the reason why I started it, but when I thought about the business, I'm like, this is going to be a referral-based business because I didn't want to have to spend all my time on social media because it's exhausting to me. And it is that, but there's still that element of I got to get out there, I got to meet more people, and also nurture those people that I already have in my system that I've already done business with. So I think really kind of having that, like, nurturing those people that I have met along the way that see me at these networking events every week or every month, reaching out, seeing what's going on, offering something of value, is really important.
That's what I think is really cool about what it is that you do, because I think that, especially for newer business owners that we talk to, a lot of the conversations that they have a really hard time having are price conversations, right? Like, I really don't. It's
tough.
It's hard for me to come to you and ask for $5,000 for this, or $10,000, or $1,000, or $1. You know what I mean? It's that doesn't flow normally. But the conversations that you're having with people, especially from the corporate wellness side and from the bar activation services side for bigger events, they've already allocated a budget for what it is that you do. The conversations that you're having is, here's what we do, here's why we're really good at it, and here's how much of a headache that goes away from you.
Right.
Like, here's how big of a box you get to check and let it be off of your table. Like, those are really, really good conversations to have.
It's driving that value. So, like, when you're talking about price, that's exactly what you want to do in the beginning is first listen to them, frame it for them, drive the value that you're going to bring for the specific event, which, is pretty much what you already do, but you speak their language of what it is that they're looking for. Like mocktails, for instance, the Sober Curious movement is big and it's not going anywhere. I'm for it. I think it's great. So back in 2022, end of 2022, we really started adopting having signature mocktails, because I'll talk to, certain companies that are like, well, we're having a day event, so we can't really have alcohol. And I'm like, well, how about we do something that's fun, on brand, that's going to be enticing to the people that are sitting in a meeting for 3 hours.
Yeah, memorable.
Yeah, exactly. To really create, again, that corporate culture, because that's when it comes to our corporate clients and working with them consistently, that's really what we strive to put a lot of importance on is your values as a company, your company culture, and nurturing that. But yeah, the price conversations are always difficult, and I always kind of frame it as like, we've done events like this for X in the past, and it included A, B, C, and D. For this price, is this anywhere near where you are? And they're like, oh, well, that's like way out of our budget. Well, then I reach my hand out and I say, well, let's talk about how we can customize it to make it work for both of us.
Right.
Still having my standards in mind, of course.
Sure.
But really, especially now with like other things going on in the world, nurturing those, like I said, relationships and bringing value to them is much better than just being like, okay, well, you can't afford that. Well, oh, well, I'm not the bartending service for you. I'd rather have that connection and that relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
For later on.
And something that's really cool about what it is that you do is you very rarely find someone that interacts with, because that's from a corporate perspective. Like, you may be interacting with their employees, or you may be interacting with their clients, or you may be interacting with the C-level people themselves. Like, the thing about it of driving home the value of what it is that you do is that it can be applied in different things, right? Like, you've seen needs arise from people inside your network, outside your network, like the mocktails that you were just talking about. It's like you notice a trend or a thing that's happening or a value that you may be able to bring to your client, and you set price out. Put yourself in the shoes of your client and figure out the value that it's going to bring to those people and apply it. And if it makes sense, it makes sense. That price conversation becomes way easier. It's not you give me X dollars, here's what I give you. It's much more than that. Is I understand how you feel. I understand what you need. I understand how I can help, and here's what it's going to cost me, and here's what it's going to cost you. That there's a really, really good. There's a small delineation in language there that makes a world of difference when people are equating value to dollars spent in their mind. And you guys do that really, really well, because I think it's very, very important, especially in those events for employee appreciation or working with existing clients or anything like that, to let people know that, hey, we found something that we thought was valuable because we wanted to share it with you guys. Like, there's a real signature experience that you're creating for those people. And maybe a lot of people don't agonize it over the way that my brain does, is looks at it from such an intense marketing perspective. But you guys do that really, really well, and I look forward to working with you guys, because that's absolutely us. Like, I am the one that goes to Costco to get beer for our corporate things.
Right.
And I don't know how much to get, and we've never run out. I'll tell you that. We've never run out. We've always had extra, but we overspend, we get stuff. I go to the gas station at the beginning of the events to get, because somebody comes that wants a certain thing. Like, we're very accommodating of people. And it's probably the exact same price for someone to help us be accommodating to people, and to get that
save you money in the long run.
100%, and time, and just more and better experience. My kids don't have to be running around the lake, and they're driving their mom insane while I'm on the gas station getting margaritas.
Right, you guys are able to enjoy
100%. That's what you're there for.
Exactly.
And you're already committing time. You're already committing effort, energy, and money, and all of those things. You might as well enjoy it.
Exactly.
And I think that you guys do that really, really well.
Thank you.
And it seems like a pretty low impact conversation.
I mean, you're calling to talk about, a party.
Yeah.
So
it's not, here's how much I'm going to sell you either. It's like you said, you start with questions. What is it?
What is this?
Can I
What's
make
the
it
theme?
cool? Like, can I make it feel better? Is it super easy or is it not?
Yeah, because sometimes we have very, basic, like beer and wine.
Sure.
Well, let's talk about brands. Where are you? Are you middle of the road? Do you want top tier? Do you want let's do a mocktail option for people that don't drink, so that they're not just drinking Coke and sweet tea and water, but let's make them something special. Also passed around, like welcome drinks, so always trying to take it, even if it's just like beer and wine service, always trying to take it to that, like get them to visualize what this could really look like if I have my staff carrying around like glasses of wine or champagne on a tray as people are walking in. It's a very personable, like, oh, they really thought about this.
Sure.
My boss really actually cares about us. Or for you guys, it's like we're actually able to enjoy our event instead of having to stress out about running around and getting the last minute things for everybody.
Yeah, for sure. And the small things are what people remember too, is what I've realized like way later. Like our event gives out yellow raffle tickets for drink tickets for people. And then we went to another event that gives out like these. Oh, I think you were there at oh, maybe not. Maybe at Justin's event, Whiskey After Dark.
Okay, I haven't been there. I haven't been to that yet.
They give out these little like wood burned chips.
Cute.
And it's just a wooden chip, and it's your drink ticket with their logo on it. And they've got a little like press for the wood burner, and it just burns it onto this little chip.
Right.
And I think that those chips cost like 10 cents. Like they were uber cheap for them to get them made. And the way that I remember those, and flipping it around in my hand, and the way that they smell like real wood, and like those little things I remember so vividly, strangely, clearly, that I've realized that the details really matter.
They do.
They really do. And I'm excited for what you guys do. Obviously, it's a way easier conversation. We look forward to using you guys in the future.
Absolutely, yeah.
Tell me this. What are you looking for? Are you booking? It's June. Are you booking holiday parties now? Are you still, are you building the calendar for the summer? Like, what's something specifically that if my audience or myself is looking out for you that we can find that's beneficial for you?
So right now, I like to call it's our mixology season. So more specifically, our curated craft cocktail experiences. So we just, so we just, we did, a couple last weekend. We did one for our 30th birthday,
that's dope.
At a private home. And then we also did one for a, client appreciation event at a corporate location.
So it's almost, it feels like a workshop.
Yeah, it's
type
like
of
a
thing?
workshop. It's, you get to learn how, so it's great for a corporate setting because it's really good for team building. You want to, it's like an elevated happy hour. Instead of taking your people out to a bar and spending money on drinks there, actually have them work together, and also it's cool because with our cocktail experiences, we help you craft the cocktail based on your palate. So like if you like it more spirit forward, if you like sweeter things, more citrusy things, if you don't drink, but you want to try something, or if you don't drink at all, again, that's where the mocktails come into play. So we really speak to everyone in those classes. And then for private parties, it's just, you don't have to leave the comfort of your own home. You don't have to worry about driving. The one that we did over the weekend, they had like a live hibachi bar as well.
Oh, wow.
So it was really cool. So we did the
You're in the right
mixology.
neighborhoods.
Yeah. We did the mixology portion, and then they enjoyed the hibachi segment of it too. And, nobody had to leave. Everybody was just going to chill. It was nice. Had a full
For sure.
basement. So everybody had space.
And you're in Kennesaw?
I'm in Marietta.
Marietta? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I
And-
might have an opportunity for you.
Yeah. But, and then, usually I would say once like mid-July into August hits, that's when we're booking our holiday parties. That's when companies are like, hey, and sometimes they start in September.
Yeah, I've noticed that
So-
because I've noticed that a much like larger portion of people's like budget for those type of things goes into that than I realized.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't know there were so many $20,000 holiday parties
yeah.
that have 20 people at them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That have 20, 30, 40 people at them.
That they
insanity.
allocate budget for end of year.
I think my dad's company, my dad is like basically a controller for they built Mercedes-Benz Stadium. They
Okay.
built like the Marlins new stadium in Florida. So they build like these massive metal structures and ship
It's like
them
construction.
everywhere. Yeah, and they do like the assembling of the weird metal stuff. You need 100,000 of this thing that's never been seen before, and it's this big. Like they make those. you know?
Okay. Yeah.
But I think they spent $150,000 on their Christmas party last year, and I think that 35 people worked there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're giving away insane shit. You know, like
Right.
they're giving away like, here's 2 Xboxes and a TV that doesn't fit in the bed of your truck. You know, like they're giving
Yeah.
away cool. But I just didn't realize
What goes into that?
I didn't know that was such a big thing. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
It is, yeah. We do lots and lots of holiday parties. So yeah, December, usually October and December are huge months for us.
Who's good partners for you guys? Just for me personally.
Partner,
I mean, are you
so
working with a lot of caterers? Where are you getting your
yeah,
referrals
so
from?
lots of event planners.
Oh,
Event
cool.
planners are great resources for us. Gate openers, referral partners. But yeah, event planners, caterers. A lot of times I'm finding too that like executive assistants.
Oh wow, yeah, because they're the person that
tasked.
is the box. They're the person.
Yeah, like
with
you
checking the
figure
box.
this party out. You know,
And
it's
if you
all
mess it
on
up,
you.
I'm going to be mad at you.
Right.
Yeah.
So those
I get
types of roles want to build those strong relationships with vendors so they don't have to go searching all the time.
Sure.
So that's really what my goal is from now until really the rest of my career is
Sure.
to build those strong relationships so that we can get that consistency
Sure.
because it's events. So they're, transparent here. Like there is a lot of ebb and flow. Summertime is typically our slower season just because people are traveling. It gets really hot. But when I was doing an audit on the business of last year, I mean, we booked like 5 mixology classes in June and like several in July. So
Perception's not always the reality.
yeah, so that's kind of the
Feels
trend.
like the famine time, and then you realize you've stockpiled a bunch
Yeah,
of
I'm like,
stuff.
wait a minute. We actually did a lot last summer, but I just need to make sure that I'm going out and speaking more of like what's in for the season.
Sure. And you've identified that as that thing that keeps your baseline high. So you know that it's the key. you
Yeah.
know?
And then I will be having, so I'm going to, this year is going to be the first time we do it. I don't have all the details yet, but more to come. I'm going to do like a kickoff kind of party to the fall, and it's going to be cool. It's going to provide people with a feel of all the different services that we offer. Mixology, classes, mocktail station, maybe even some flair bartenders in there
Oh, cool.
as well. So keep watch for that.
All right, cool. No,
Yeah.
I will. And if you got any more information, we are pretty fancy with the tips and tricks and stuff on YouTube. So we tend to, when stuff happens like that, try to wake the old videos back up with the new information. So let me know when you get some stuff. We'll post it.
Absolutely.
Throw it on the thumbnail, all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff. Thank you very much again for coming in.
Thank you for
I
having
am
me.
very, very appreciative, and I have some opportunities that have popped in our mind just through our conversation. I'm sure the audience has as well. But if there's anything that we can do for you in the meantime, please let me know. And for everybody out there listening, burn the ship. I mean, you've just heard you've heard an incredible anecdote of someone that is willing to learn. Someone's willing to dive in, that is jump off the cliff and fly, as you said. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Of 9 years of learning, and your what do we say, it was 4 years or 5 years in November? 4 years in November?
It'll be 4 years in November
Of
with this business. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for you, and I think it's really cool, and I look forward to getting the owners of my company to send you some money. So.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, anytime. All right, burn the ship.